Pennsylvania FFA, the host of this session today, is one of the most fun-loving people you will ever meet. A person who loves her pig panda even more than she loves her naps. But do not let her fool you, because she can be a force to reckon with. Please welcome your MC, Arilyn Oatman.
Thank you, Tommy. This year of long van ride naps, singing musicals on the way to chapter visits, and you keeping me from falling downstairs has been quite the adventure. Thank you. Hey, Pennsylvania FFA! Welcome to the first session of the 91st Pennsylvania FFA State Convention. We are officially in uncharted territory as we embark on our first ever virtual convention. I don't know about you, but I am super excited to see what we have in store for us this week. During this session, we are going to highlight some of our outstanding 2020 seniors and hear a warm welcome from Pennsylvania Governor Tom Wolf. We are going to meet my biggest supporters, my family, and FFA advisors, hear from a special guest, and the retiring address of your 2019-2020 State Treasurer, Killian George. We have a lot in store for us, so let's not waste any more time. Kick up your feet, get comfortable, and let's get started with the first session of the 91st Pennsylvania FFA State Convention. To kick off today's session, we are going to hear a warm welcome from the Pennsylvania Governor Tom Wolf. Let's take a look.
Hi, I'm Governor Tom Wolf. It's an honor to join you at the 91st State FFA Convention. While we're not able to be together in person, I would like to thank you all for doing your part to ensure the health and safety of Pennsylvanians. This year has not been an easy one. Connecting with friends, family, teachers, and even your FFA chapter has been challenging, and your innovative spirit to stay connected virtually is truly inspiring. Agriculture education is extremely important. And while COVID-19 certainly produced challenges, it did bring one thing to light: the importance of our agriculture and food system. FFA members, you're the future of agriculture, and it excites me that your passion and ideas will spark even better ways to bring food to the table. Among your membership, we have future doctors, lawyers, mechanics, veterinarians, business owners, and so much more. Your ability to transcend the importance of agriculture and food across sectors will have more of an influence than you'll ever know. And I'm excited to see our learners of today grow into the leaders of tomorrow. This year, your FFA state theme is Make Your Mark. 2020 has certainly made its mark on me and all of you, but let's take a step back. How is it we're making our mark on others? Small acts of kindness, perhaps a smile, calling a friend, even checking up on a neighbor are all little ways we can make our mark as we embrace the new normal. Pennsylvanians are stronger together, but we are the strongest when we lead with kindness and we live to serve. Pennsylvania FFA, let's make our mark as we embrace all that the future holds. Thank you.
Governor Wolf, thank you for making time to speak with our members. We truly appreciate all the work that you have done for agriculture and agriculture education. Pennsylvania FFA, let's hear a round of applause for Pennsylvania Governor Tom Wolf. It is no secret that times are hard right now, and those feeling it the most may be our graduating seniors. My teammates and I wanted to give these outstanding seniors the recognition they deserve. So let's take a look at our first group of graduating 2020 seniors. Stay tuned throughout the week as we continue to highlight the work and dedication of our FFA seniors.
Actions speak louder than words, and together we can change the world. We are the FFA.
We have a very special guest who would like to share a message with all of us. This person is my agricultural hero, a trailblazer for females in agriculture, and truly proved that different doesn't mean less. She has changed the way that production agriculture works today, traveling across the nation advocating for autism awareness and the ethical treatment of animals. So without further ado, let's hear the wise words of wisdom from Dr. Temple Grandin.
Okay.
All right, so I would like to start by welcoming you to the Pennsylvania FFA 91st State Convention, and I want to thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to speak with some of our members. I do have a few questions that I would like to ask.
Okay, all right.
So my first question is that our team's theme this year was Make Your Mark. Can you speak briefly on how you were able to make your mark in the agriculture industry as a female?
Being a woman in the 1970s cattle industry in Arizona was a very big obstacle. I actually did get kicked out of a feed yard because I was a woman, and it was a much bigger obstacle than autism ever was. And one of the things I had to do is make myself really good at what I did. Another thing that really helped me was being a good writer and writing for our state farm magazine. There's a scene in the HBO movie where I go up and I get the editor's card. I realized that if I wrote for that magazine, that would help my credibility. And one thing that's really good about FFA is it teaches speaking and leadership skills, and learn how to be a good writer. Super important.
Yes, I definitely agree. Writing has definitely come in handy this past year as a state officer, as well as a bunch of our members have noticed with the new virtual schooling. My second question is that obviously times are difficult right now and a lot is uncertain. Can you speak on the importance on overcoming adversity and constantly facing your doors in life?
Well, we've had some adversity right now with COVID. Everybody getting locked up at home. One of the things that helped me is I got to get up in the morning and get dressed for work. Everybody had to put the classes online. School got canceled on March 13th. That was the beginning of spring break. We had to get the classes online. That was learning experience for everybody. And I've been learning where classes online work and where they don't work. I've got students right now taking statistics. That seems to work fine online. The math classes, the computer classes, lectures can work online. Video discussion groups are really good things to be doing online. But the place where these classes online are not going to work are things like you do in FFA. Welding, fixing cars, cooking classes, art classes, hands-on classes. My students' colt training class was ruined. There is no way that can be done online. This is where online is not going to work. So if we start in the fall with a partial reopening of the schools, the things that I'm going to suggest is the hands-on things like your welding class, your auto shop, your animal stuff, that has to be done in person. There's a bunch of other stuff with large groups like lectures and things like that that can be done online.
Yes, I definitely agree. With times being so uncertain, knowing what can and cannot work going into this fall is going to be very important. Is there anything else that you would like to share with our members?
Well, 4-H was really important to me when I was your age. And I've seen a lot of students really develop confidence and skills in FFA. You want to make sure that your school continues to fund FFA. I'm a total supporter of these kinds of programs.
Thank you so much for joining us. And I just want to say that personally, I have looked up to you since I started learning about agriculture freshman year, watching your movie by HBO in my animal science class, and you're truly a trailblazer for women in agriculture.
And what have you done your FFA project on?
So my FFA project, I did research on rats, looking at animal nutrition, the differences in homemade raw blended feeds versus the processed store-bought feeds, on how that affects animals and their well-being.
Well, that sounds really interesting. And but the thing that I'm seeing now with a lot of students is poor writing skills, poor speaking skills. Have a hard time getting some of them on the phone, on the video conferences, and I'm finding that video conferences, I think, are really important. What I've kind of learned from online classes is put the lectures online We need to work on having them more professionally produced and then spend the time live video conferencing. I think that's the way to go.
Yes, well, thank you for joining us, and I hope that the rest of your year goes very well and the fall semester starts out as well.
Okay, well, thank you very, very much.
Dr. Grandin, thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to speak to our members. You are truly an inspiration for young agriculturalists everywhere. Pennsylvania FFA, let's give it up one more time for Dr. Temple Grandin. Now, I don't know about you, but my biggest supporters are my family. From attending sporting events to concerts and everything in between, they have always been there. So let's take a look down memory lane and meet my family.
Imagine me and you, I do. I think about you day and night. It's only right to think about.
Jared and Cody, you two were my very first best friends. And even when things got a little rocky and weren't always the easiest, I knew I would always have you two to keep me safe. Alex and Evie, you guys brought the adventure and imagination to my life, proving that it's okay to get a little dirty sometimes, playing in the mud and climbing a tree. Jared and Alex, you two have never left my side, and even though we butt heads, fight, and argue, I love you more than I will ever admit to your faces. I am truly going to miss you both at college next year. I have been blessed with the 4 best brothers a girl could ask for. You may not always be around, but I know you will always have my back. Scott, you stepped in and loved me more than I thought possible. There are few dads I know that would get covered head to toe in glitter and go to DragCon for their daughter. You will forever be my birthday buddy, but most importantly, my dad. I love you. Mom, there are not enough words to express my gratitude for everything you have done for my brothers and I. Home or overseas, you made sure we felt loved and safe. Everyone says we are a lot alike, and there isn't anyone else I would rather be like. Thank you for not only being my mom, but also my hero. Love, your Peanut. Mom, Dad, Jared, Alex, Evie, and Cody. We may be a little unconventional, but I wouldn't trade it for the world. I love you all to the moon and back. Pennsylvania FFA, I would like to introduce you to my 2 biggest supporters, my mom and dad, Tilly and Scott Oatman. Speaking of our biggest supporters, we cannot forget our FFA advisors. These are the people that help us achieve our goals in the blue and gold. Pennsylvania FFA, I would like to introduce you to my 4 outstanding FFA advisors. Mr. Hess, Mr. Fellenbaum, Ms. Slates, and of course, Mrs. Cordman. Thank you for your constant support of my ideas and goals, no matter how ambitious. I couldn't have gotten to where I am today without your help and encouragement to go through my doors and seek out every opportunity. Pennsylvania FFA, let's give it up for my 4 outstanding advisors. To wrap up today's session, we are going to hear from the girl who knows more about goats than anyone I know. A person who's not afraid to help a teammate in need, and someone who can't go a single day without sharing a fun fact. It's your 2019-2020 State Treasurer, Killian George, and her retiring address, Be Little.
An ant, a raindrop, a second. All 3 of these are quite different from one another. However, they all have one commonality. They're little. Despite their size, an ant can carry up to 50 times its own weight. These little fellas are super strong and committed to the betterment of the group. 8 millimeters, the largest raindrop ever measured. Although on its own, one raindrop has little power. Many little raindrops, however, bring growth to plants just sprouting. 3 rapid blinks of a human eye, the length of 1 single second. The time it takes for the first step to occur in a journey that will change your life forever. June 13th, 2019. Anxiously, I stood arm in arm, swaying back and forth with the 2019 state officer candidates. In just a few short moments, a lifelong dream would finally come true. You see, looking back, that may have just been the biggest little moment in my life. Each year at state convention, I would sit in awe watching the state officers give their final thoughts before hanging up their jackets for the last time. Each state officer seemed larger than life itself and had big moments in time to share. As I racked my brain with what big moment to share with all of you, I came up with nothing. You see, it wasn't one single moment that made up this year, but instead lots of little moments that made up the memories. 103 hotel nights, where some of our greatest breakthroughs were made, like when we started bonding as a team, learning how to play pool, reading over scripts and memorizing speeches to be given the next day, and deciding on the theme for the year, make your mark. 52 trips to the Department of Ag, our home base. However, one of these trips was just a little different. It was late one evening as we were sorting t-shirts for the upcoming conference when a head popped around the corner looking for help. Alongside her, her 2 sons. She had accidentally locked her phone in her office and was looking for someone to call the police to come unlock the door. As we waited for the police, conversations between the boys and my teammates blossomed. Eventually, the police arrived and the phone was retrieved, and the boys would soon be leaving with their mom. However, before they left, my teammates and I gave each boy a t-shirt. Their eyes lit up. One even exclaimed that he wanted to be an FFA member when he got big. To most, this memory seems small, right? It was just some conversations and a t-shirt. But is that really all it was? A small action for a big impact. Approximately 140 days spent in the corduroy jacket. Each day was full of challenges, excitements, joys, a little bit of nerves, and the opportunity to make a permanent mark on someone's life around me. Sure, there were big moments in this jacket, like serving as a national delegate or conducting midwinter. But there were lots of little moments too. One of these little moments took place in the Dover High School after a great chapter visit. The chapter treasurer, Grace, and I had sat down to have a conversation about this upcoming year. I'm sure to Grace, this was just another conversation and an extra chapter t-shirt that she had to give to me. But what Grace might not know is the lack of confidence I had serving as a state officer that day, and how that conversation finally felt like I was connecting to a member. A little action for a big impact. Pennsylvania FFA, thank you for all of the little moments. Whether it was dancing to the Cotton Eye Joe with Philadelphia FFA members, swinging a golf club for the first time with members from Fort Cherry, or watching each jacket recipient zip up their jackets at midwinter. Each little moment left a big impact. Enjoy the little moments, because one day we're going to look back and realize they were really big things. I am sure none of us wanted to be sitting here watching convention through a screen. But here we are, making the best of each moment we still get to share. Every time we are told to be bold, dream big, look for the next big thing. But let's just be little. Break that big dream down. Take one step towards accomplishing that next goal. Pennsylvania FFA. Just be little.
Killian, thank you for reminding us to look out for the little things in life. You have truly shown us how great those little things can be this year. From sharing more fun facts than I thought possible to making sure we did everything to our fullest potential. You have truly shown what it means to make your mark on everyone you met this year. I couldn't have asked for a better state treasurer. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up one final time for your 2019-2020 State Treasurer, Killian George. Thank you for tuning in to Session 1 of the 91st Pennsylvania FFA State Convention. Make sure to tune in for Session 2, being emceed by my fellow Lancaster Countyan, your State Vice President, Brandon Bixler. Signing off, your 2019-2020 State Sentinel, Arilyn. Lots of love. Bye.